What's up, guys? Once again, it is Epilepsy Awareness Month, and I am Avalon. If you've never seen my face before, please make sure to go check out my page so that you'll understand what I'm talking about. Every year, this month, I always do a little update on my life and epilepsy and seizures and all that good stuff. And so you should go check those out. I think 2 years ago, I did my first video, and it tells my whole story of epilepsy. And it's like 30 minutes long, so brace yourselves. So let's get into that.
I'm just trying to survive. I now know my name.
All right, so for those of you who are new, just clip notes. I was diagnosed with epilepsy in October of 2010, and January 9th, 2011, I had my first tonic-clonic. Before then, for months and even years, we were suspecting that I had partial complex seizures. Only got diagnosed because they got really bad enough that they were happening like in the classroom and when I was home, and my parents and teachers and stuff started to notice it and realized there was a problem. And so I went to a neurologist and had tests done and everything, and found out it was epilepsy. And I was on medication for 4 years. Still on medication, different medication. I am currently on gabapentin, 100 milligrams twice a day. And we got to the summer, and we were trying to get step down off of it because I didn't believe I needed it. Because my seizures were controlled, I wasn't having any headaches or migraines. And so we saw a neurologist who wanted to do an EEG first and do a temporary step down. And so went to my EEG, hadn't had my medication in like 48 hours, which is horrifying. I mean, EEGs are kind of scary on their own because the whole point is to trigger a seizure so that they can track it and see where it is in your brain. And during the test, I had a partial complex seizure. And then on my way home, I had another one, which was kind of a hard thing to wrap my head around because I had been seizure free for so long, and it's been something that being seizure free has helped me be more of an advocate, which is not great. It's taking me getting things under control to be able to speak about it, because when it's so present in my life, it was always hard. Back in high school and middle school, when I was actively having seizures, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't realize that I needed to for my safety, because people have to know. They have to know what to do. They have to know seizure protocols and stuff, and it's just something that my friends and family had to know. And so in the last 2 years, I've gotten more verbal about it, and I created this YouTube channel that I'm doing poorly at, but video for another time. And so after this, it was scary, and it was like I really didn't want to have anything to do with it. But I had just started working with Broadway in Chicago as an usher, and it's an amazing job, and I love it. Honestly. There's problems, of course, with any job, but I love it. I get to see Broadway shows and get paid for it. Anybody out there who actually knows me knows that's like a dream. And I'd been working a lot on the show Hamilton. And in case you don't know, the main guy, the guy who plays Hamilton right now, Miguel Cervantes, he has a beautiful, beautiful little girl named Adelaide who has epilepsy. She had developed infantile spasms, and I think it was, I want to say 6 months, but I'm not positive. And has been challenged with it her whole life. She's 2 years old now, and intellectually is not a 2-year-old. And through working with Hamilton, I got to know a lot more about him and just see how amazing he is and how he advocates so hard for his daughter and works really closely with this foundation here in Chicago, the Cure Foundation, to raise funds directly for research to find a cure for epilepsy. And it's been really kind of powerful at this time when my epilepsy is kind of taken an upheaval, to be exposed to this. I actually went to a fundraiser and got to talk to Miguel and tell him my story, and got to see Adelaide, who really is such a cutie. And it's just, and my first instinct is always, well, why did she get epilepsy like that and I got epilepsy like this? Why, as I spoke about in my last video, why did my friend die from epilepsy? Why am I still here right now? Why do I have a voice? Why am I pretty intellectually normal and neurotypical for my age? And it was a interesting experience because they kept asking me if I was okay. And I didn't exactly know what to say, because I mean, in terms of their daughter, yeah, I'm fine. In terms of an average 20-something-year-old, no, I am far from okay for more than epilepsy reasons. But then I woke up and I'm just like, I have this voice, and I get to have this voice and this brain that works. And so I have to use it to raise awareness. I have to be a voice for people like my friend Connor, who doesn't have a voice because he's gone. And for people like Adelaide, who epilepsy has taken her voice, and they are fighting so hard for a cure for this disease, because it's really a terrible thing, and people don't realize how much of a spectrum it is. You get people like me who, I have epilepsy, but physically and mentally I am 20 years old. And I have a number of problems and things that I've had to deal with because of epilepsy that someone my age has probably never had to deal with. But I'm typical when it comes to most things. And then there's people like Adelaide, who are 2 years old and can't speak, can't sit up, can't walk, can't smile. And it just drives me to be louder, to be vocal, and to use my voice. And I really want to do a lot of awareness, and I'm gonna try and post as many videos as I can this month. And so please, if you're seeing this video, please share it. Please share, please comment. If you see this video, please comment. If you have questions about epilepsy, about my personal epilepsy story, if you want more information on the Cervantes family and Hamilton, please reach out to me. Please comment below or follow me on Instagram at Chronically 20-something. And tell me your stories too. If you have epilepsy, if someone you love has epilepsy, please reach out to me. Please reach out to me. Please tell me your stories. I would love to talk about you too. I would love to share your stories, and I'm always interested in the spectrum of epilepsy and how it affects people's lives. It was like, because I went to camp for kids with epilepsy, which I talk about in another video on my channel, and there is such a wide range of people who have had seizures their whole life, people who randomly just have seizures like me, and it affects everyone differently, but also it affects us all the same. There's commonalities that I share with Adelaide, but at the same time, there's things that she's gone through that I will thankfully never even have to think about. And so that's where I'm at. I thank God that I'm still here and that I'm fighting, and I just turned 21 a couple weeks ago, and my birthday is always kind of an emotional thing because there was a long time when I thought I wouldn't make it another year. When I thought that I was going to be one of the ones that didn't make it, but I did. And another year for me to fight, and another year for me to be even more vocal about this, to not be afraid to talk about it. I'm at a place in my life where more people know about the fact that I have epilepsy than ever before, and I'm proud of it. I am proud of it. So be proud, my friends. Be honest and be vocal. And I'll see you next time.